The best example, I wanted to make 250. I actually wrote it on sticky notes and I pasted it everywhere. And it was a constant reminder, is what you're doing now the highest and best use of your time? That you should write down, pull the car over and ask yourself that question 10 times a day. Is what I'm doing now the best and highest use for my time? And if it's not, like if you're running errands during the day and you're, in MLS putting a listing in and then you're running a lockbox out and you're picking up a check and like, that's what the industry thinks the job of a real estate agent is. That's ridiculous because you can't make any money going to pick up a check or picking up dry cleaning or like, and you look at an average agent, even top producing agents, they're tapped on their hours because it's all administrative. And so just that commitment to stop doing the things. And for me, I drew the line at $50 an hour. And that line allowed me to get rid of everything except sellers. And it took me a couple years to do that, but I just got to work 90 days at a time to delegate so I could elevate. So delegate the things off my plate that were lower dollar productive activities so I could elevate into, just every quarter. And let's say it was about 6 years, my journey to business owner. So that's 6 times 4. So 24 quarters. I was able to 1 quarter at a time, just make commitments around what I was going to stop doing. And I feel like, that time study, we have a process. It's called the Business Freedom Planner, but we have a process with leading up to setting this up for the quarter is a 2-week time study. So, and I'm not going to lie, it's painful. So that there's not a whole lot of fun that goes into it because you're documenting your activities in 15-minute increments from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed for 14 days straight, two working weeks.
Yeah.
And it's going to highlight all the social media that you're doing, all media in general, whether it be, social media, news or Netflix or whatever, or sports. And you're going to write down like I was in my email or I was, entering an MLS listing. And then you just code all these activities and you're just honest with yourself. What's business administrative and what's personal administrative? And you have to get to work to get those off your plate if you're not making the money you want or you're not moving your financial picture forward. And so that's like the whole secret. There is literally, I say literally, figuratively, there's not a whole lot. Like that's the essence of what I've done and what I teach. It's like, if I could open up, you're complaining about not making money and working too many hours. All right, let me follow you around for 2 weeks. I promise if I follow you around for 2 weeks, I will identify exactly why you're not succeeding. It's because you're just working on stuff that doesn't need you to work on it.
Well, I think they say, Lars, that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And I think that at the beginning of the year, especially now, real estate agents make a business plan as to what they want to do, how they want to grow their business. But then sometimes they don't make the commitment or they don't realize what they're doing. Hence, they don't make the commitments to fix it. Like, for example, I know agents that have been stuck around 20 to 30 deals a year. And I've been telling them like, hey, look, it might be time to hire your first assistant already. You're over here. You've got a listing and you're getting 20 calls in this hot market from real estate agents. You're talking to them each for 3-5 minutes at a time. Not only that, but it's distracting you from other things. And sometimes that fear or just not actually taking action to do it basically keeps them at the same level. It keeps them stuck. So for me, I learned the same principle, but I learned it in economics, in an economics class. And they talked about something called opportunity cost. And basically, opportunity cost means whatever your time is worth, if you're spending time on things that are worth less than that, then essentially you should be able to delegate them unless you enjoy doing those things. So very early on, I delegated a lot of things. And now I'm at a different stage where I meet people like you and I'm like, man, there's still a lot more things that I should probably be delegating essentially.